Shalom, shalom. Once again, shalom. Shalom. All right. Where are the Hebrew Israelites who come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as the United Snakes of America, and Egypt, and Babylon. And that's what we're going to call the United Snakes of America today. We're going to call it Egypt because Pharaoh right now is out of his damn mind. As we can see, the Most High has hardened his heart and he's flip-flopping and doing all sorts of things because he's under that supreme mind control. Anyway, we are the Hebrew Israelites coming in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great and to wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, the people on this sign who are now known as Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, suspected birth. All right? Get you to repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, and get back in order. There is no time left. Jacob's trouble, we're in it. If you can't see that. Who's that? Shalom. Shalom. Isaiah Allah, Idaho. All right. Shalom. Shalom, Ak. Here we are. We made it. Shalom. Shalom. This man has clearly lost his mind, which means that we're at the end, and he's extremely scared, right? Because he knows that we're basically dictating his fate, and he's taken aback to the point where he knows he's straight coming after us right now. Okay, that whole we're going after the immigrants. No, they're coming after you niggers, right? Specifically the men of the Lord, and that's what we have to know right now. Okay, they're not. They know who the target is. The target is not Johanna. The target is not Nate. They know who the target is, and now they're coming. They're coming with more than boxing gloves on. All right. Anyway, first and foremost, we face the east. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakadosh. Give honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, a great millstone, even the elders that came before them and taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. And again, now it's time to fight. We got here. Now it's time to fight. Put down your ruck. Right? Drop ruck and let's fight. The spiritual fight, though. Esau is all about appearances. He's a paper tiger and he's puffing himself up right now. Really? Okay, and that's how he got here is by sleight of hand and witchcraft. All right? Slovakia. Okay. Sleight of hand and witchcraft, right? Which means that he really can't get down. He really can't fight. Right now, his military is about fighting from far away, right? Going into technology and things of that sort. But really, he can't swab. He can't get out. Right? He never could. When it comes down to bare knuckle, go back to Muhammad Ali, and that tells the story. Okay, but he has to deceive. He has to trick. He has to scare people. Okay, and that witchcraft goes into maybe you can make someone afraid of you. Okay, stand out with thine enchantments. Maybe your magic spells, your magic spells can make someone fear you because all it is smoke and mirrors. When it comes right down to it, you can't squab. Like what they're doing right now, they're running over to Iran like they're about to start firing. Maybe not. That's not a smart thing to do. See, because first of all, if you don't think Iran has a nuke, you're stupid. And Iran's going to do massive damage to Israel, and Israel's going to respond with a nuke. Are they going to do that? assuming that Iran doesn't have one. And if Israel does hit Iran with a nuke, they won't have one the next day. It says right there in Ezekiel 38 that they can get whatever they need from Russia. So the day, if they don't have a nuke right now, the day after they get nuked by Israel, they'll get one from Russia. So where's the logical thinking? There is no logical thinking. Okay? Why? Because Esau is spooked. He's moving way too fast. He's off schedule. He's on the back foot. And he's making bad decisions. Or we're going to go scare everybody. We're going to send a carrier around the back way because you niggas won't let us use your airspace, okay? So we still got to look tough and bad and blow dragon breath on everybody and huff and puff and make it look like we're not the paper tiger that we are. You're definitely the paper tiger that you are. This nigga is out of control in making bad decisions, not because I say so, okay? He's going to continue to try to make himself look tough, look good, all the things that he's not. He's none of these things. And those things, right, that witchcraft and that magic ain't working like it used to. People are on to it now. Meaning what? How does it not work? Meaning, I see the trick. Oh, what's that string? People are noticing that little string hanging down. What's that string? Why is there always a little string right there? Oh, my clothes are bad. My clothes are bad. Look the other way. No? Nope. So the tricks don't work anymore. What tricks? Regime change. Okay? Oh, Iran is going to implode from within. Because for the last 20 years, we've been sending our agents down there, and they've been plotting and scheming, and they're going to fucking go home. When you hear the stories about how those, they call them terrorists, right? The Israelis, the Mossad agents that were embedded in Iran. Listen to the story. They were chopping off heads, and they were the brutal shit that they were doing, and then trying to blame on the Iranians. Just, you really find out who the brutalized, I don't even know what word to use. Shit. When you hear of Arabs, you hear, oh, heads chopping off. You know who's responsible for those? The small head. They do that and then blame it on the Arabs. Been doing it for years. Oh, well, they chop heads. I don't know who really chops off heads. Like Al-Qaeda, ISIS is chopping off heads. Well, that would be the small heads created ISIS. And who's got on those hoods? If you don't know who's got those hoods on, chopping off heads going back 20 years, same people on the street today. IDF soldiers chopping off heads. Who chops off heads? The IDF soldiers. They put on a mask and a Sandinese, what do they call that little black and white scarf, right? That Yasser Arafat wore. They dress up like an Arab. IDF soldier, a small head, dresses up like an Arab and cuts off an American's head on video and blames it on the Arabs. You don't get it? So who's on the street sounding like they're not even from America, but where are you from? Well, ICE was trained by the IDF. The IDF ain't on the ground here. People have dual citizenship. IDF soldiers, everybody that is a citizen of Israel becomes part of the IDF. People that have dual citizenship that live in the U.S. are IDF soldiers. So when it's time to hit the ICE recruiting office, they're saying, look, you have orders from Israel first, to come over here. You got to report to the ICE recruiting station. Get your ass out there and get ready to bash niggas in the head with a mask on. And you let the Mexicanos talk so that you won't reveal yourself as an Israeli. So if you haven't figured that out yet, all right, because the jig is up. See, everything is about to be revealed. regardless. So what are we seeing? We're seeing rulers, right? Confused. See, Esau thrives on confusion, right? Or at least he used to. He's not thriving no more on his confusion. Witchcraft ain't working no more. But he was able, well, I got to throw some confusion out there and run a little false flag so that I could do the end run and the nigga won't even see me. And voila, I created the magic, right? Like whatever they did in Venezuela. Oh, we used the weapon, or no, you made a deal with Maduro and he surrendered and oh, well, we used weapons, whatever. Okay. This is 2nd Ezra 9:3 in the King James. Then I'm going to read it in the GNT. All right, so it says, 2nd Ezra 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, okay? Minnesota is uproars of people in the world. What happened in Iran, even though the IDF set it off, that's uproars of the people in the world, right? Oh, Iran fought back the regime change. So that's in the KJV. I'm gonna read it in the GNT because I'm going somewhere with it. Okay, so that's not what I want. I want. Let me get another one if I can. Let's see. What did I want? Oh, yeah, I wanted that in the GNT. I guess I didn't get that yet. So, Lucky, bear with me, if you will. Oh man, don't do that. Is that a Google? I need a Google. Google. I want. What do I want? Oh, I want 2nd Ezra. So, Lucky, bear with me. 2nd Ezra 9 in the GNT, and I want Bible Hub. It's making me spell it all the way up. Bible Hub. Boom, go. It's lucky, bear with. This phone's crystal is jacked, so I have to milk it out careful. Okay, 2nd Ezra 9:3 in the GNT. Now, check the verbiage here. There will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. Okay? When you see these things happening, you will know that they are what the God Most High has spoken about since the beginning of creation. So, confused rulers, right, is what I want to point out. All right. Now, confused rulers. Who was the ruler of ancient Egypt during the time of Moses? That would have been Pharaoh, maybe Ramesses II. I don't know. Okay, but the point is it was Pharaoh. So today, Pharaoh would be DJ Trump, right? Okay, now there's the confusion. Is that guy confused? He's clearly confused out of his brain, right? We just read it. Confused leaders. When you see these things, this is a sign of what? Yahushua is coming back. Confused rulers. Let's prove, okay, and if he's confused, right? First of all, Trump ain't running shit. It's the people that are above him, that are directing him, right? They're confused. And how do we know they're confused? Because they're telling him what to do, and he's showing that they're confused. All right. Now, as a result of him being confused, what does that mean for the people? All right, so let's get that. And we got the confusion on Trump. See? Right? And we know that Trump ain't running a damn thing, but he's the face right now of who? His handlers. So they're clearly confused. This is Sirach 10. So if Donald Trump is just has no fucking clue what he's doing as an Edomite, right? And he's Pharaoh. See, Pharaoh went to war with Yahweh Shemel, first of all. Understand that. Why? Because it was the end of the era. Egypt's time had come, his rulership had come to an end. It was time that they be put down. Exactly what's going on right here. This is spiritual Egypt, pursuant to Revelation 11 and 8. All right. How am I in wisdom? Sirach 10 and 2. Salak. So great confusion. All right. I'm going to type that in. Great confusion. Once again, shalom to the beloved brother Isaiah Allah Idaho, who's out there killing it. Lord willing, we'll see each other on a chariot soon. This is Sirach 10, and I'm going to start at 1. The point is in 2. Okay? I'll read through 3. Wow. I had to read right through. All right, Sirach 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. Okay, so whoever's under Trump, Hegseth, these people are completely confused. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So all the inhabitants, all the Egyptians, pursuant to Isaiah 19 and 2, okay, all the Egyptians who are about to go heads up with each other. Why? Because they're confused as hell. How do we know? Because look at Trump. Trump done confused them all. All these lies and all this back and forth and turning of things upside down has reached heaven, right? Those lies, those atrocities. Now, what do you do with that? You can't hide it anymore. You can't tell a lie on top of another lie. You can't put a derivative on top of a bundle on top of a whatever you're calling those things now. You come up with a new name to hide money that isn't there. And you're brilliant at it. You're more subtle than any beast of the field. And it's all coming to an end because there's no more lies to tell that will exonerate you from the last lie told. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king, Pharaoh Trump, destroyeth his people. Who are his people? MAGA. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Okay? The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, meaning that the one that we have right now is the damn devil, and so are his subjects, the people that are following him, right? Including the 2/3. See, the 2/3. Guess what? You're spiritual MAGA, one way or the other. What the hell is that? I think it's playing around. Anyway. Oh man. So basically you're an Egyptian. You're a Babylonian, okay? And you'll fight in the upcoming wars, the civil, the race, the whatever. You'll have your little peace shooter, not knowing that they got something that they haven't told you about. You'll be involved in all of that. You'll go down to the street. You'll join the Quack Panthers, right? Which is, if you can't see what a psyop that was in the 1960s, you can see right through it at this point. I'm sure that they just appeared at the appropriate time, right? Right with Martin Luther King. All right, unleash the Panther. Okay, we got King going real good. We got agent provocateurs down on the street creating the Watts riots and all those riots of the 1960s. This is the same fucking playbook. Now unleash the Black Panthers. This is all Esau. It's easy to see at this point. And none of it is working, right? They're getting called out, and look at Facebook with this Chairman Paul goon face. Chairman Paul Sidewinder. What is this nigga's name? That dude is a damn clown singing. The moment he sang that little song, I'm like, that's Esau. Esau got Jake on here shining and clowning. Like we can't see through this shit. No damn Black Panther. The moment we saw him, he's a Black Panther, but he sure is looking like a Yohanan man, right? So there we have connected, right? The confusion that we're looking at right now. People believe all the lies that they were taught. That's why they're done. Something is going on in Minneapolis. All right, that's a psyop. There are these psyop cities, right? Seattle's a psyop city. Portland is a psyop city. What's that down in Texas, where they do South by Southwest? That little spot down there, a little movie spot where Alex Jones. That's a little psyop spot. Okay, and they have these little areas and little towns that they do psyop in. Clearly, Minnesota is one. You know what a big psyop was? Prince. Prince was a real big psyop, okay? Paisley Park. What is Paisley Park? Paisley Park is a big old compound. Oh, it's this Prince and he owns all these acres and then what was going on at Paisley Park? Okay. Diddy threw parties at Paisley Park. See, when you say Paisley Park, you immediately think Prince, right? Well, Prince didn't own his own name. Did Prince own Paisley Park? Prince didn't own no damn Paisley Park. Warner Brothers. See how that worked? Warner Brothers owned Paisley Park, I'm sure. And when you look down over the aerial view, right, you know what's on there. Big Eye of Horus, right? Letting you know that rituals and all kind of other stuff were going on at Paisley Park. Freak-offs. Freak-offs were going on at Paisley Park. How about that? Know about that? All right. I'm sure the Prince probably had a little cubicle. Nigga, make that music, right? Here's the vault over here. When you're done with a record, put it in there. Right? He had a little room. And the rest of the palatial, right, estate that spread out for many, many, many acres, right? And they were doing Lord knows what right there. Mind control. Massive mind control on all of those interracial people. So that when we need, right, what we're looking at now, you get interracial people out there and you talk about a race war, right? Think about that. Okay? That's my uncle. Here's a Negro over here and a white person. That's my uncle. You know, you're like this. Right now I'm confused as hell. Well, that's where Esau, he wants that. So he sets up Minnesota to be that, right? He'll bring all these Somalians in and say, here, I'm gonna give you some money, I'm gonna set you up and do this, and later on I'm gonna bust you and I'm gonna cause this confusion, I'm gonna point straight at you. Everybody's gonna be confused. And I'm behind all of it. Okay? That's how this dude operates. He'll set up some shit, right, to cause confusion. Knowing that when I do get caught, I'll point at the Hamites, call them niggers, and call it a day. This nigga's ready. He's been doing this shit. He's a master of the bait and switch. Okay? Iran is about to fall apart from the inside. Yeah, they are. You've been working on this PSYOP for 20 years, dude. Put big money into it, and guess what? It didn't work. Right? And now you know that you have but a short time. So you're scrambling. We'll see what happens this weekend. There's supposed to be some sort of attack, right? The book of Joel. Joel. The book of Joel. Okay. Joel, what? Oh. Why am I looking for Joel? What am I looking for? Is it Joel? Joel 3. What am I looking for? Joel 3 and 10. It's a login. Again. Falling asleep on my feet. Might be having an episode. Bear with me. 9. Joel 3 and 9, proclaiming ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Let them advance for the attack. Let me read that in the in a different version, if you will. I want Joel 3 and 10. 3 and 9, it's a lot. Joel. Three and 9. Joel 3 and 9 in the NIV. Prepare, Salah. Proclaim this among the nations. Prepare for war. Rouse the warriors. Let all the fighting men draw near and attack. Okay? Are we in that time of the attack? Let's see. Let's go to YouTube and we'll type this in. U.S. attack, U.S. Israel, U.S. attack, yep, or U.S. and Israel trying to attack Iran again. This was last week. I typed that in, so let's see what it does this week. 3 weeks ago, 3 months, 7 months, 13 days, 1 day. Okay. How about right now? Are they attacking as we speak? 3 hours. Arabs, Israel, this is Hindustan Times. Arabs, Israel first to feel the blow. Iran's warning. I think Hindustan Times uses just, doesn't use dialogue. They just use text. It says China's shadow fleet reloads IRGC. So this is what is going on right now as we speak. What are we looking for right now? We're looking for the U.S. to attack Iran. Why? Why would they do something so stupid? And would they? They're doing it right now. They tried to last week. They were denied access through the Arab airspace, so they went around, sent the carrier back around. Now, is that just a show of strength? They're going to back off and walk away and look stupid, or are they going to try to fire up some missiles? We're waiting on that as we speak. This is, what is this? Times Now, live. Trump explosive warning stuns Iran. 2 minutes ago, Trump dropped bombshell on Iran. Is this old? It says new right now.
You don't have to use these old style tire plugs anymore. These things are hard to push in. You have to ream the hole out.
See if anybody's talking. I think there's that weird dude. Let's see if he comes up.
Obviously, many of the industry players here, is we're in the depletion business for a product that is in great demand and will be in demand for many, many, many decades to come. And as a depletion business, the biggest challenge we have.
Try to see what they're talking about. I'm not sure.
There's an opportunity in Venezuela with all the resources there. Is we don't have that challenge of finding. We have the challenge of developing those resources. So I think it's in the best interest of these companies and, frankly, society as a whole for the industry to be interested in understanding what the opportunity here represents. I'll just share a philosophy that ExxonMobil has when we enter countries, because we do business all around the world.
Okay, they're talking about why
regimes take a very long-term perspective.
This is the devil explaining why he went into somebody else's country to steal their oil, or better yet, why they're about to steal Greenland and say, look, well, we got to do what the fuck we got to do right now. We got to steal this land and do what the fuck we do because of this and that and the other thing. And it's, it's just business, and, so, and that's ongoing. That's probably been going on for hours. So I don't really want to see that. Let me try this one, see if they're going to speak dialogue. So, okay, I'm reading it. Sometimes they play a little intermission music and come in.
Into a wait-and-see pause. A new round of intelligence reports has once again reignited widespread fears that open conflict could be near. 3 weeks after Donald Trump publicly promised Iran's protesters that help was coming, reports now suggest that a vast U.S. naval armada has quietly begun to take shape.
There we go.
Sources indicate that Trump came within moments of ordering precision strikes against Iranian targets last week before backing down at the very last possible minute.
Because they couldn't use the airspace.
Shift came shortly after Trump reiterated his claim that Tehran had halted executions of protesters, a signal his administration once described as a sign of de-escalation. However, fresh media reports are now suggesting that the Trump administration may still be positioning forces and assets for a potential strike on Iran.
Okay, and the reason that they're doing that, again, I'm going to say it again, they were supposed to strike. They were supposed to attack last week, and the only reason that they didn't is because all of the Arab, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, all of their allies in the Middle East said, no, you cannot use our airspace to attack Iran. We will not allow you to do that. Immediately after they were rebuffed and couldn't use that airspace, they began to send that carrier around to the backside over by India so that they can do the attack anyway. And that carrier arrived maybe a day ago. So they're prepared now to do the attack. Are they going to do the attack this week? That's the question.
Adding to the alarm, maritime intelligence networks have tracked a small but persistent fleet of cargo vessels repeatedly operating on direct routes between China and Iran.
An IQ of 85
Salakia.
to 115 is considered
A little
average
more
in
of
the
this.
US. An IQ of 115 to 145 is considered high, and an IQ of 100...
Intelligence assessments indicate that chemical precursors imported from China are being used by Iran to produce solid fuel propellants for missiles. Shipments of ammonium perchlorate have reportedly been received at the port of Bandar Abbas. These imports could give Tehran enough fuel to power several hundred ballistic missiles. Maritime surveillance shows Chinese cargo ships repeating the same Iran-bound routes, while satellite imagery has captured signs of missile testing, including a scorched launch pad at the Imam Khomeini spaceport. Iran is also believed to be in talks with China to acquire the HQ-9B long-range air defense system. Last June, Israel carried out strikes on 21 Iranian missile sites, 16 of which Iran
Okay,
claims
I know about all of that, but my concern is with, are they about to attack? Right here we go, right here. Let's see.
The Guardian reported that several US aircraft carriers have gone electronically dark at sea, part of a quiet but deliberate movement of American military assets edging closer toward Iran. The USS Abraham Lincoln has reportedly been sighted heading toward the Arabian Sea after its tracking signals abruptly disappeared from international maritime monitors. A second carrier strike group has already entered the Mediterranean, while a third has been confirmed crossing the Atlantic, further tightening the US footprint around the region. Additional flight data indicates that American F-15 fighter jets from the RAF Lakenheath base in the United Kingdom have been redeployed to Jordan, reinforcing air power closer to Iran. The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group, originally deployed in the Indo-Pacific, has been redirected toward the Middle East. It passed through the Strait of Malacca into the Bay of Bengal and is now operating with its trackers switched off. F-15E Strike Eagle jets, flown from RAF Lakenheath in the UK, are tasked with precision strike operations and missile defense patrols. KC-135 Stratotanker aircraft are providing round-the-clock refueling support for long-range fighters and heavy bombers now active in extended operations. A sharp surge of C-17 Globemaster III cargo flights has been observed heading into the Middle East. Around 75% of the entire global fleet is currently active, transporting troops, armored vehicles, and air defense hardware. US military transports are airlifting M1 Abrams battle tanks and M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles into frontline positions, though missions remain undisclosed. The buildup includes the Electronic Advanced Ground Launcher System, a counter-drone weapon-firing laser-guided 70mm APKWS rockets. The US already maintains about 30,000 troops in the region, 6 warships under CENTCOM control, and multiple layered missile defense systems forming a permanent regional shield. Meanwhile, Iran continues to strengthen its long-range strike capabilities, clearly anticipating a potential confrontation with both the United States and Israel. Reports from Iranian state media claim that Tehran has successfully tested a new long-range ballistic missile boasting an unprecedented range of up to 10,000 kilometers.
Okay, yeah. So the thing is this, right? The war, if they do attack this weekend, see, niggas ain't thinking, right? Let me read something. What does this mean? Who's here? Are there Iranians here in Babylon the Great? You damn right there are. They were upset about the riots or whatever, and they took to the streets in LA, and somebody ran a U-Haul up on them, right? So you know that they're here. There's many Arabs here, Allahu Akbar. There's whole cities, right, that are taken over. They do the call to prayer and all of that. So they're all here, right? The dragons of Arabia and the wild boars. See? What about that? That's 2nd Ezra 15. Right? What about this part? And here's what I'm saying. We just spoke about an attack that the USS Abraham Lincoln, right, was deployed last week to carry out because they weren't able to do it by air across the Arabian airspace. So now, at any moment, that could go down, right? What happens if Iran gets bombed and strafed the F out of by the USA? What happens with the Arabs that are here, that have been waiting for this, that have their marching order? See, here's what happened in Iran. A bunch of Israelis were planted. A bunch of Israeli Mossad agents with orders to tear shit up and chop people's heads off and machete and bomb and they did a lot of damage. This guy Morandi, right? This talking head, this Arab talking head that goes around, he was explaining some of the shit. They killed thousands of people, like 6,000-7,000 people. The terrorists killed Iranians, right? And then they were put down by the Iranians, right? But listen to what's being said. There were Israeli Mossad agents, right, embedded in Iran, and when they got the signal, they jumped up and started burning shit up. Who's here right now? There's not no Iranian agents here right now. As soon as the U.S. bombs Iran, those agents here, let's read about it. How about that? Let's read about it. It says this. Okay, I have to read it from 30. I'll read it. I'm going to start at 29. I'm going to read the whole thing. I'm going to come back and I'm going to explain what's going on. 2 Ezra 15 and 28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmenians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which is Babylon the Great. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, and keep silence to their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians, which is Babylon the Great, right here, shall the enemy besiege them. What does that mean? It means here in America, the enemy, who are the Iranians, are going to besiege us. When does that happen? It probably happens right after we attack them, right? Because what the Israelis did to the Iranians have planned to do right here. And the Arabs. It just said right here, and from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them. What does that mean? That means that the United States of America is not going to be a virgin anymore. They're going to be under attack on the ground here. World War III. You say World War III, oh yeah, that's over there. No. This means that Chinese are going to have bayonets in your face. Russian soldiers. Here. It says right here. Okay. The enemy. Then shall the enemy besiege them. Who is the enemy of Babylon the Great? Well, in this instance, it's talking about the Carmenians, the Persians, right? The Iranians, and the Arab, the dragons, who came back together, disavowed the beast. Okay, so what are you going to do when that happens here? You don't know, you're not thinking like that, right? Them Russians, you gonna try to speak a little Russian and convince some dudes not to do what they're about to do? And the only way through any of this is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and you got niggas claiming to be in the truth, but distracting you from the name, which is the only way, right? But it's amazing to actually be in the truth and see the book alive and walking. The book is up slapping hoes, dead. Slapping niggas cold out. Smack, as they say on the East Coast, smacking niggas. Like, look at the book, right? The scriptures are slapping niggas down in the street right now. They're speaking so loudly. And what is amazing is that people have no clue that that's what's going on. That's the Most High doing his thing. People are just not going to get it even when they're looking up into the sky dead with no recourse whatsoever. This thing's chirping. So that great confusion. Type that in. Bear with me, I'm gonna look something up here. I want Google great Confucius It says 2nd Ezra 16, was it 21? Evils shall grow. Oh, there it is, great confusion. Okay, let's get that. What is it? We'll just go to 18. And we're living that right now. We're living 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. Easily. What was it? 16. Where did it go? Sword because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's 20. So I'm looking for confusion specifically. And I don't see it, so I'm going to continue to look. But why did they give me that? I think I've done this before, so. 16. Oh, it says 16. It's a lot. I'm looking in 15. 16 what? 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even, there it is. And even, ooh, okay, so let's start at 17, all right? 2nd Ezra 16:17, this is Ezra's tripping. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death. Here we are. See, they're not even saying nothing about shutting down the government in what is today? 23rd or 20? Today's the 24th, right? That's in a week. If they shut down the government, they haven't warned anybody. What is that? 2nd Ezra 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils What shall I do when these evils shall come? Bad time, ill. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sin and scourges for a moment. But for all these things they shall not turn from the wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. Behold, and here's the point, behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. That's part of that confusion. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So that's an evil, bad time. Great confusion is a bad time. Confused leaders, right? Remember that? That's where we started. Look at Donald Trump. Confused leaders, as is the leader, as is the king, so are the subjects, right? We read that. Let's read that again. That's Sirach 10 and 2. Okay, because look at Donald Trump tripping, and all Edomites secretively are rooting for Donald Trump. And now that they see him crashing and burning, they're crashing and burning too. Right? Why? Because he's the leader, and they're doing what? 10 and 2. Sirach 10 and 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of men the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Okay? So there's that. So you Babylonians are just as confused as Donald Trump is right now, shitting on himself with that horrible BO and his intestines wearing him on his chest because he's turning into Nebuchadnezzar right now. And Pharaoh with his heart hardened and all of that. Okay, so this guy's an unwise king, all right? Where was I here? So that great confusion, that dude is confused. Let's read this again. International intrigues. It's a lot there. I don't want Sirach, I want GNT, here we go. 2nd Ezra's 9 and 3 in the GNT. There will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. So that is crazy in and of itself. And crazy. As the rulers are confused, so are the people. Okay, so great confusion. How great? A time like none other that has ever been before or after this. Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is going to be great confusion. How? See, this is what happened the other day in Minnesota. Bunch of white men say, oh, let's meet over here at Starbucks and let's have a coffee. So they went to go have Starbucks and coffee. They were immediately surrounded for being white men. Oh, you guys are with ICE. Oh, we're not with ICE. You motherfuckers are with ICE. Oh, we're not with ICE. And so you got Gary Franchi and them over there. I can't believe this. I can't believe this is happening. Just because you're white, you're being confronted for being white. Look at the Most High. So right when Esau is about to fill his belly, Esau is going to stop Esau from launching his attack, and it's going to be beautiful. If you can't see that right now, right? Going into what? What kind of American are you? The left is going to thwart the right, and they weren't expecting that. Right now, they're supposed to be in unison. They're supposed to be on code, all on the same page, rising up to take Jake down. It's not going to go down that way. Their own people, right? Every hand of the wicked is going to stop that thing, right? It's a bunch of laboring MAGAs. MAGA's going to lead the charge in every hand of the wicked. Okay? Think about that. So, great confusion, right? What do we see right now? People have no clue what is going on right now or what is about to go on. When the killing starts and it don't stop, then people are going to, right, lose men's hearts failing them. 50,000 people die in one city. Men's hearts are going to fail them. Just by the fact that 50,000 died at the same time, how many are going to die just from that? And then that's going to set the first big culling, 50,000 or whatever, which is small. When that first one happens, a lot of people are going to snap out of it. They're going to say, oh shit, something different is going on. We're going to be sitting there, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, we told you. We told you. And then you're going to panic. You're going to shit on yourself. It's too late. Have no plan. You're confused, even more deeply. Hey, yeah, we told you. We told you. We told you. Right? That's how close we are. How close are we? Well, if they launched that attack today, the counterattack is going to be where? Right here. That's going to change shit before Minnesota. Right? Find out what Morandi said about the attacks in Iran last week when they tried that regime change, government overthrow, that coup. Last week's coup was thwarted by Iran, right? Go find out what actually happened and the damage that the perpetrators, the terrorists, if you will, who were Israeli Mossad, right? Find out the damage that they did and the carnage, right? Motherfuckers are goddamn, you know who they and what they're about, okay? They were over there burning up churches and all manner of crazy, killing people outright, murdering and taking down as many as they could. And they have a lot of it on film. They got motherfuckers wilding at the wet market, wilding out at the kosher market and all kind of, you know, shit that they accuse people of doing. Right? It's them. Right? They get Jake to go, hey, I want you to meet at the kosher market. They go in there and kill up a bunch. Jake did it. They got kosher blood on his hands. Right? The nigger did it. What's the nigger doing in the kosher market? Well, he invited me down. My friend Itzhak. Your friend? Well, he was my friend. We shared yarmulkes. Never trust thine enemy. Okay? Hey, if your game plan ain't tight, moving into next week, man. Okay? Anything can happen. See, people aren't thinking like that. People aren't thinking that as a result of the United States attacking Iran, it activated the sleeper cells that are sitting here. We just read that it's going to happen in the Apocrypha, right? That could happen in today, tomorrow, this weekend. Whenever that attack happens, are we thinking like that? I am. We just read about, and from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them. What does that mean? Which enemy? Is it the dragons or the wild boar? Or is it both? They're the enemy of the Assyrians in this in that particular respect, right? Okay, so what do? We stay on our toes. We understand that it already started. We're just watching, okay? And we're not mad at anything that the Most High does, right? See a 2/3 go down, hey, sidestep that motherfucker. Hey, we got walking to do. 2/3 go to, hey, ooh, you didn't make it, right? Keep your eye on the path. Fucking 2/3. I thought you was my homie. Homie go down. He was lying. Keep it moving. No time for no looking back on some Lot's wife shit. You just, motherfucker don't make it on some Squid Game shit. I had never seen it, but I know you don't look back in the Squid Game. So anyway, I'm gonna give out some old man wisdom. All right, here's what's going on. Just sit back and wait until the Most High calls your number. Do what you're supposed to do, be ready, and then sit back, be patient, wait for the Most High to call your number. You ain't gonna do nothing until then. He calls your number, be ready for the call, whatever it may be. Handle the mission, right? Lick your wounds and get ready to do it again. We got water, you know. You might get shot up a little bit and they patch you up, send you back to the front. We got a war to fight, right? You got to play hurt, right? Fucking tie a drive-on rag on that motherfucker and keep it moving. We got a goal line to get to. Basically, so, you know, the motivational speech is about to start. But, you ain't gonna get on no chariot without a near-death fight. And trauma, right? What do they call it? PTSD? Post-traumatic trauma. Post-traumatic, PT. Post-traumatic trauma. After seeing thousands of dead bodies and motherfuckers dying in front of your face and getting killed and judged, you're fucking gonna be traumatized. The Most High will heal you right after you're fucking traumatized beyond your wildest belief. That's what you should be getting ready for. And you're barely gonna make it, but you have to be resolved that even though I'm barely gonna make it and it's gonna be a traumatic experience, I'm resolved to fucking making it. So bring on the trauma. Let's get to it. Knowing that, you know, don't think about how the wicked are going to be punished. Think about how the righteous are going to be saved. How? Barely. And traumatized, right? It says that you're going to be tried to your limit. Nothing above your limit, but to it, definitely. So get ready for that. Where's the cakewalk in that? Right? Oh, it's going to be fucked up, but here's the balance. You might make it. Okay? So, and if you do make it, you know, you get all the riches and the rewards of heaven. So that's pretty fair, don't you think? Considering that you fucked up a long time ago and you get just this one shot. So keep your eye single, all right? Don't fall for the deception. This dude only wins in deception. How easy is it to not fight? Right? Just don't fight. Fight spiritually, meaning not physically. You want to fight? Fight spiritually. Fight as hard as you can spiritually, but not physically. Play by the rules. Render unto Caesar and keep the laws to the best of your ability. Put on as the elect, right? And we can almost see the finish line, and you should be sprinting. All right, so with that, all right, we can face the east. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Bahashim Call Kadash. Double homage to the other apostles and other bishops of great millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word, truth and in sincerity, the hopeful tabernacle of David. All right, shalom. Shalom, Akim. Stay prayed. Shalom.